19th, 2026 at 6:09 PM. Adequate notice of this meeting being has been provided in accordance with section 3D, chapter 31 of the Public Laws of 1975, commonly known as the Sunshine Law. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the first of our annual budget meetings. There is no public to open to at this point, nobody else online. I want to thank all the department supervisors for submitting their budgets on time, and this morning is our CFO collecting and assembling the budget. I think it's a great place to start. It's a prudent budget, represents a potential decrease in the municipal tax rate while still providing for road improvements, increased support for our first responders, and equipment as needed. Usually we go through page by page. It's probably still, I think it's an amenable budget, but I think we should still go through that process. And but it's on the record for people to see, and we can understand how we do this. And if there are questions, we can ask as we go. And please, for all members, just ask any question that you have. This budget process is it's not typical accounting as we all learn for the government. So no question is not acceptable. Jen, start the first page.
So,
Sheet 4. Or any headline statement you'd like to make.
so Jeff, for you being, this is your first year with this. This isn't our full one. I just give the revenue and appropriations for the budget top. So there's more to,
Yes.
but this is the important part of the budget. So, Paul and Judy and I sat down, last week. We went over the budget. There have been some changes that I ended up making. Mostly today, so I didn't send, anything out. So the first sheet is, sheet 4 is our revenues. We are keeping the surplus the same as last year.
So share was a surplus, so there's extra revenue that's set aside for savings from previous year's budgets. And that's about $1.6 million, and we're using the same amount, and it regenerates about the same. So we're gonna keep that level theoretically at the end of the year, we still be at 1.6 million. And we use 595,000 to help the budget rather than taking it from the taxpayers, because we have the ability to do that.
So, so that is, sheet 4. And it just shows our revenues from the court fines, the interest on taxes and interest on our investments.
Can we add parking meters?
I would like it.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Sheet 5 is, our energy receipt tax. I haven't seen that the number for 2026 has been out yet, but generally it's the same as the previous year, so I left it. It will be out there before the budget is introduced, so I will know that number shortly.
Sure, every year we do, the conference of mayors, the municipalities are advocating for an increase in it, because this is not what we're actually owed by the state. So the state collects the energy tax receipts on our behalf, kind of like we collect the school tax. But whereas we pay the school tax to the school, the state miraculously keeps our money every year.
Oh, that's nice.
So every year we try to fight to get our money back. And then this year there is actually a new Senate bill to eliminate energy tax receipt payments and call it like another state aid package. I'll share the the Senate bill number with you. I don't think it could be critical, if it goes through, it does have some support, it seems.
For 26
Or
or
20, I believe for 26,
okay,
maybe because it wouldn't be approved until the new,
might be for their.
for their budget
Their
year starting
budget.
in July.
Yeah, okay. There's nothing for sheet 6. Sheet 7 is our, the revenue that we receive from our shared, port. We have Alexandria in there this year. We anticipate, them coming on board April 15th. It was just an email from, Ellen, that the assignment judge approved,
Excellent,
that to start, April 15th.
excellent.
That would be nitpicky, but just, I'm sure it's like Alexander and Alexandria.
Oh,
That's good.
It was Alexander on the other budget, so we're getting
What?
closer, just saying.
no, that's all right, thank
Yeah,
you.
her mailed it to me.
That's the Alejandro.
You never know. Just keeping on your toes. Nothing for sheet 8. Sheet 9 is all of our grants, that we, anticipate receiving or have received, we did, chapter 159 on a couple of them, so they're here, and in the budget is the way, they have to be in the budget, Jeff, for us to be able to spend it.
Okay,
So even if we're awarded the grant, until it's through the budget, we cannot spend against it.
and the chapter 159 allows us to change the budget post adoption to add it when awarded.
What's the Blue Cross Blue Shield grant?
That is for the adult fitness court.
Which is gonna go in before the pickleball court.
I'm sorry,
So that's gonna go in before the pickleball court.
they might be doing that at the same time, doing the pad,
You think so?
because it might, I believe it's gonna be the same vendor doing the concrete pad for the fitness
Oh,
court
okay,
as the pickleball court, so they're gonna try and coordinate
good.
doing that at the same time.
Oh, was the equipment delivered?
That will be delivered on the 25th.
Oh,
But sure, I don't think, like in the past few years, we've had Hunterdon County grants for public safety and recreation. I think they're gearing those towards, first responding agencies this year. I think they may be applying direct, if we have to apply on behalf. I'll let you know, but I think they're applying direct this year, so I know we don't anticipate, I just figured to let you know, we're probably not anticipating by the county,
That's not the one that we just submitted,
Yeah.
right, that was a different, but that was a DCA.
TCI.
Yeah, okay.
It's on, actually, that's on the agenda tonight, yeah.
Sheet 10 is the insurance reimbursement that we received for the truck.
What's that? We're not in trouble.
We shared, there's a,
We did share a public good.
One of our guys got into an accident, they ended up totaling the truck, it was a little. They ended up putting it up for auction, really without us knowing when the auction was gonna be. I think we would have bought it back,
we definitely,
and,
Right.
but they ended up putting it up for auction, and.
The insurance did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was auctioned right from the, body shop, they didn't even.
Yeah.
They didn't even say any crazy process, so I'm gonna reach out to our insurance company
About
because,
$3,500.
yeah, it was like 45 or 40, I think it's $600. It was a 2010 550. We would have probably, we would have repaired it, but, so this budget, actually has the purchase of a
New vehicle.
new dump truck in here, but we're receiving the insurance money here.
I think that's gonna be a little bit more than that, huh?
Just a little bit. So. That is that. And then sheet 11 is just a total page. So does anybody have any questions on the revenue portion? Okay.
Anticipating the lower tax rate.
Pardon?
2026.
We are. We are, as the way it stands now, is a 13% decrease.
The summary sheet you gave us has total projected appropriations of 3.3 million, and it says general revenue of 3.7 on the budget. What is the difference? What's being represented?
Where's projected, on which,
On this summary sheet? This is appropriations.
Aren't you looking at revenue versus appropriations?
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that it's, that's the difference, right? They shouldn't be the same.
no, because the appropriations. That is a formula driven. So that number, if you go to sheet 29. The third line up from the bottom, which is the subtotal for the appropriations, is the 3,339,270, 270.
Yeah, so it's the uncollected tax that brings the,
And then, yeah.
I just want to share that the actual municipal spending is 3.3, not 3.7.
Right.
Well, I guess when we get to the total page of the appropriations, I think that would probably tell us.
Yeah, no, I just want to make
Yeah.
it clear that the 3.3 is the actual budget.
Mhm.
And then, well, right, and then we'll be raising the 2,195,000 because we have the revenue coming in to offset some of that
Mhm.
3.7.
So the 3.3 is what actual appropriation run, the 454 is the anticipated uncollected taxes.
We still have to cover that, but that's not the.
But that's what we're anticipating. That could, if we collect more,
Yeah.
then, you know, budget based with our calculations, but the past that bit. Right.
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 So what is that uncollected? Is that from 2025 or is that?
No, the reserve for uncollected taxes is, it's a percentage of what we're guessing is gonna be uncollected.
Based on historical.
Right, it's a 97%,
Okay.
collection rate, so we're saying
Yeah.
2 point,
We don't always get 100% of the taxes every year.
Right, so-
We always have a percentage that we anticipate we're not gonna get.
So you say we're not gonna get.
We're anticipating.
Right, so then it gets kicked into the budget for everyone else to cover.
We happen to get it right. Then
Right.
goes off.
Then we have a surplus.
Right, and then that's where we fall into. So then sheet 12. Is all, start with our appropriations. I put in, 3% increase, for salaries. So that is throughout. There's a couple lines, that have gone up a little bit more. There's 3 employees that went for the high deductible plan. So based on the resolution from last year, the 50%, not last year, last meeting, the 50%, savings in the premium got put into the salaries for those employees, and then.
I just, the mayor and council, we do not participate in the increase, correct? Yeah, just want to make it clear.
Get that on record.
Okay. Oh, as far as the 3%, yes, no, I thought you were talking
No,
about.
we've
just
been,
saying-
yeah, we've been flat for 20 years.
Yes.
And to continue, I still do not take any salary or wage
Yes.
at my council seat.
Yes,
Okay,
and that's reflected in the reserve.
yes, yeah. Um. So. There's not much. I mean, if you want me to go, if you want me to go line by line, or if something jumps out at someone, you can ask. Or,
No.
You're okay.
So similar to last year.
My only question is, see, we had the other expenses under the general administration. They were knocked it down to 20,000.
that was, we did the tree cutting.
Okay.
So we covered the balance from there. And
Okay.
there was something else that came out of there. I'm sorry, I don't know right now.
Weren't we adding 10,000 in for tree this year?
If we're gonna do
Jeff
that though,
requested it.
okay, so if we are, then that would come out of DPW's budget, not out of an administrator.
Okay.
Item. Um. I did drop legal services down, by 25,000, because they only spent 24 last year, so I left it at 35, just I wasn't sure if something was gonna pop up, but if you guys know of a reason.
Probably appropriate.
Yeah.
It's not a question for now.
Okay. And then I did increase land use by 17, because of affordable housing, we don't have any money in our affordable housing trust. So the majority of the work comes from the planner.
And land use of the extra J.
Land you choose.
Thank you.
I didn't know land use was supposed to have a J in it. You said it has an extra one.
Well, there's an extra letter, that's J.
It doesn't come up with spell check.
That's even scarier.
Hmm?
That's even scarier, the spell check than catching it.
I did do spell check,
Oh, okay.
but it didn't like give me,
Supposed to highlight.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Auto corrected.
I don't know what sheet everyone is on, but sheet 15. I went. Why does this not look right? I went and I was putting this back to the request of the fire departments.
That we all get the equal share.
Mhm.
And
And then
this
and then
version does
additional.
not look like that.
We got
is-
split back to the old way again.
Yeah. This version is,
Yeah. So we are, last year we gave the fire companies and the rescue squads $2,500 increase each, we're gonna do the same again this year.
oh.
Oh,
That's
so it's
what,
just an increase on top of what they look.
that's what it is.
Okay.
It's with the $2,500.
Okay,
Because it was supposed to be 37 and change for Glenn Gardner and Franklin. So the 2,500, yes, we'll put them up to the 40.
40, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did they request that they all get equal amounts at the last meeting?
well, they gave a breakdown of how they wanted it, but they said if there's any increase, they all want an equal
So
increase.
the base number, like, so it's wherever they have, there's the percentages of where the contributions were based on that 2003 agreement as of the beginning of 2025.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then we distributed it last year in those percentages. So this year, we're gonna go back and shuffle that.
Mhm.
And then this year, it's equally distributed. So they're still not gonna be equal because they're base. So like if they were at 30,
Okay, my understanding, I thought they wanted to go have everyone take it.
No.
Now.
no, just.
It was the base, but then everybody.
It's for the same, the increase in equal.
Yeah.
So the question I've got here is, it looks like some of these are different, they're not all the same increase.
So what happened was, for 2025, I took the total appropriation. I split it out percentage wise by the contract, the agreement that we have. They came back at the last meeting
Meaning change.
and said, this is the numbers we want for 25 and 26. Well, I can't go back and change my 25.
Right.
You know, they've already been paid that. So those numbers are the same, but I took their starting number for 26. And that's what I based it off
Ah.
of. So the number that they told me they wanted for 25 and 26.
And then added,
And then I added 2,500 to each one.
We were able to give them that.
Yeah, so in the future, it'll be all equal, but this year equalizes last year's plus this year being equal.
Okay.
so some people went down, some people went up.
No, we're all saying,
Well, they all went,
they all went up.
they all
They all went,
went up,
well, I'm just looking, you know.
but not by a lot.
You know,
Like,
Hampton went up, $1,000, say $200, whereas Franklin went up almost $5,000.
Well, Glen Gardner and Franklin.
so that's because they were the way it was in 25.
Franklin and Van Gardner, in the original contract, received the lowest percentage amounts because in the past, they had the lower response numbers. But now they all basically work together, which is why they're doing this. So last year, they received like, Hampton received like 30% of the overall increase and Van Gardner received like 12% of it. And then, so this year, they're all equal. Jen's correcting last year's with this year's.
This year's,
Okay. They're bringing all the percentages they got last year equal to everybody, so the smaller percentages, that's why they got bigger jobs this year.
The guy, yeah.
And they all agreed to it, they all signed the letter as to that they were okay with the higher one, you know, with
That
the.
base is making up, last year, those got the smaller percentages, you're getting the same percentages that the other ones got last year, and making them all equal now. And so. All right. And, again, Franklin Fire, company, name.
You wanted a job call, this is gonna be your job. You can read.
Official spell check.
An official document, that is sure.
You say on 15A, you've got health survey.
See?
Thank you.
Fits right in with us.
So in 15A though, shouldn't we be adding $10,000 to other expenses of public works for the trees? Should that be
So,
155?
well, if you look at what we spent last year, was only 101,000
Okay.
for their budget.
Oh,
Yeah, they,
Came in wild, man.
yes, so we
So
saved.
either we appropriated too much or Jeff was just that good. But the trucks are never now.
Yeah,
So parts and services went down.
okay, so you're comfortable with 145, I think we should have the 10,000 in there for the tree.
I believe so.
Okay. That's right, that's one, okay.
How are we doing the snow removal and salt?
We upped that,
So we increased it by 10, in all honesty, I'm gonna, you know, verify, and I do have to check for the DPW salary and wages. To see their overtime, where they're at, and make sure that those numbers will.
Seems like every storm hit in the weekend this year.
it's us.
Oh, weekend or holiday.
Yeah.
It's like double time.
Yeah, there might be another one Sunday.
Yeah, so,
Sunday,
Sunday night, they're going anywhere from 0 to 20 inches, so.
I want that, Joe.
yeah. Oh, I know, and then this past weekend, it was Sunday night coming in Monday, which was the holiday.
To be honest, it's more gonna be coastal, so we're looking at minimal impacts for us.
Still got
That's
that.
what the county's saying, but we think of salt if anything, so.
So yeah, so that's just the one, I mean, so we did increase it by 10,000, but we are, I still. I'm hoping.
Want you to hold out the patient for that? The survey?
Survey, yeah, public health survey.
Fifteen B,
Contribution to Solidarity,
To where?
Health and Human Service Funds.
Jen was tired.
Yeah. Been very stressful dealing.
Usually I'm dyslexic, so I don't.
Issues that we've had.
So he's used to it, he's used to really catch these things, and he's, that's,
so far the numbers are right, so I'm gonna stick with my initial comment, that we were giving you praise. To be
Senior citizen club, yes.
The numbers are right, it's the English. Yes.
Numbers are what we really care about.
Also public defender, 18-1. Oh, what are the one, the salary, I think she hit the wrong zero, they only got 180,000 instead of 18,000. Did you do that 1 year, 1 time?
Did I?
Yeah, that's one thing, so they, wow, I want that job.
So these salaries do, well, as we go on, we'll see the appropriation on the other side from the courts.
Okay.
So, it reflects. An increase.
That's why you increased the electric.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
$750 electric bill. What is that?
I haven't opened mine yet,
Yeah,
it's sitting there.
better off to leave it closed.
So on 15C for the employee, the health insurance. There's an offset on, not an offset, an additional for that on sheet. Went. 1560. Oh, there it is. So on sheet 20, our total health benefit is
$1,500.
plus the 242 on 15C. So the state allows you to put outside the cap if it goes up a certain percentage over the prior year. So yeah, so 300,000, just over $300,000 for health benefits. Is what
Is that include Mary next?
it does. And then that number also includes the 50% of the HSA. In there as well.
No, I guess when we settled against the advice of legal, we didn't expect 36% health insurance increase.
I wasn't on the committee then, that was our previous mayor.
Voted no. Sheet 19 is the PERS. Social Security.
I'm sorry.
Sheet 19 is PERS and Social
Oh,
Security.
What page is it?
19,
Okay, right here.
so actually the hers went down by 15,000.
just because of the longevity or salary levels.
Yeah, it's based on.
Yeah.
You know, 3 year prior years or
Yeah.
salaries.
Yeah, so there's some younger,
I'm sorry.
there's some newer employees, I should say younger, some newer employees.
Mhm. And we don't have as many in the pension system. With, part-time, you know, we have the part-time, we don't have as many.
And again, just so people know, none of the committee members are in the pension system,
No.
and the pension stuff, there was any committee members here, so.
Many members are not part of the health insurance plan or retired.
Correct. I'm on 22, but I don't know where everyone else is.
Yeah, there,
I was saying, so we all on the same page here, okay?
Oh, so 22 is the appropriation, for the courts, so this is where. It shows, you know, where we paid the court salaries. Out of.
Yep.
And then, 24 is just the appropriation portion of the grants. Yeah.
because we collect it and then we turn around and pay it out.
Right. Rain up on 5. Back with everything. 26.
So 26, is our capital improvements. And this is where,
Drop the I and purchase.
nuts.
Jason, we don't have, you're just. You got the training board.
Yes. So. So we budget every year 37,900 to go over to the capital improvement fund for. Any capital expense that we can either pay in full. Or we can use it as a down payment if we need a larger, capital. Item, you know, we're gonna do a longer term, but love on anticipation of, we need 5%.
Do you know what the balance of the capital, improvement fund is now?
I don't,
Okay.
but it's. Somewhere around 200,
Like you said, that was like, it's been in the 260-ish.
yeah,
We just find that out at the next meeting.
Can we grant training for? County state. Are we looking at that with the fire department, right? If those have the firefighting grants and stuff.
We could, I would leave it the budget for now, because we committed to them, but if we can find a way to offset it, we can always adjust the budget, so we'll.
I mean, every year goes on that firefighting grant, say, I mean, you know how regular grants,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you're there.
Improvements to roads, 200 is enough.
We had long conversations regarding
There's a-
savings on road improvements this year, and prioritizing which roads we were gonna do.
Should make sure, I know that there was a discussion. we had.
Yeah, we worked it out, so there are a couple of, one long road that we're not going to do this year. We really assessed the conditions of them
Okay.
as to whether it really was needed this year, so
For
that.
Target.
Yep, for Target. So,
I will, you know, just confirm with Jeff, but.
Yeah.
I think. And then last year we did the 25,000 for the capital for first responders, but this year, because they wanted their training door. I had a separate line item and then split the 25,000 between those two lines.
Mhm.
And the purchase of equipment is the 126 plus the 31,000 for insurance is the cost of the new dump truck, correct?
No, the cost of the truck for what Jeff gave me was 126,
Okay, oh, okay. Okay.
but I have to put the full amount
Yeah.
in.
Here, okay,
And then the 30, yeah, so like 95.
a little bit of it though.
Now. Didn't we, or we have a, what's for term for fund that we put money away,
Capital,
thank you.
Yeah.
Then we sort of have a capital improvement.
Well, that's what the improvement to roads is that, so there should be some surplus into that, plus the 37.9. I think next year we should be more aggressive. We're gonna pay off our debt this year.
Right.
And I think next, in future years, we could take $150,000 or $200,000 and put it every year into that capital fund, so that we just say it's no point paying off the debt, we're gonna go back out and borrow again, so.
Yeah, well, no, but that's why I thought we had discussed last year was starting, you had mentioned that we had one a few years ago, and I know prior administrations had maybe stopped that, but instead of taking out debt to buy equipment to replace equipment, to start putting money into
So,
this quote rainy day fund, so, because obviously trucks, replace this equipment, have that money there to buy and replace it without having to take a loan out and go into debt on it, have that money set aside to buy it if needed.
we're just putting the 37.9 and
Okay.
then, but those is probably about 20,000, probably about $50,000 by the end of the year we're putting away. We're paying off the last of our debt and the next
So
year.
we're next year, a little more aggressive.
200, yeah. And then that would keep the budget still flat for next year.
Nice. Good. Page 27 now?
27 is our bond anticipation note with our interest, which is the last,
This is the last payment?
yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Good job. We'll be debt free. And we rebuilt the surplus back in 2020, so we're about 100 or 1.6 million in reserves. Plus we're debt free and about $1 million in our open space fund. Maintain parks, purchase open space, so about 2.6 million in reserve. And debt free is pretty good.
That's awesome.
Position to be in.
Get
That's
that
awesome.
It was a lot.
Top 5 years.
It was.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
yeah.
But we got it done,
We did.
especially with the way things have been the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, the cost you.
Insurance,
Yeah.
that being slapped with this, the whole, the tier A to
The
B.
stormwater has been expensive, and engineering fees, and master plan. Some people thankfully Highlands get paid for, but still.
Clean sky.
They don't give you deals.
Yeah.
And then 28, is that where? The 28, we just have the same, the 50,600, that's the tax map. I think we have
We're paying
two
each.
more years, we were doing 10,000 for that, and then the revow.
Yeah.
So we were allowed to, we're paying ourselves that, but we're allowed to do that over 5 years.
Now that tax map that we're paying for, is there, that's non-interest?
It's our own money, we're just allowed to spread the cost out of it.
Right.
We took it out of surplus.
Yeah.
All right, so just make it there, it's not like a loan that we're paying interest on, it's just we're paying ourselves back.
Yeah, that's good question.
Page 30, right?
That's 30 is just a recap totals page and.
Just go.
So the other, little packet is basically, it's just a recap of this, but it shows you, on the front page, which is the summary sheet, it shows you the decrease like at the bottom.
That's the number of residents are interested in.
Yeah.
It's-
Unfortunately, that's not equal this time.
Yeah.
Great job, but that happened.
But, so that's,
Yeah,
So. We're looking at it on the municipal side. We're looking at a decrease,
mhm,
13% decrease.
13% decrease.
Mhm.
We're anticipating that the school isn't official yet, right? Are you know?
Yeah, this is a guesstimate of what the
Yes.
school's doing.
The school doesn't come out like later on this year, this spring. We're anticipate the school tax. They have the county, they have announced their tax, they usually pretty good the same,
I thought they were flat.
This is, they're gonna be flat.
yeah, they usually pretty good the same flat, so, but.
And so this, on the bottom here, shows on the municipal portion, people, the average house in Bethlehem Township will see a decrease of $226.
yes.
Very good.
We're gonna be the only ones decreasing anything this year.
Good job,
No debt.
and paying off our debt.
And I would say that the budget itself, some of the appropriation was, debt payments. But our overall appropriation is less than when we, say we took over in 2022, the budget was 4.1 million over 3.3. 5 years. Later, 4 years later,
4 years.
we reduced it 500,000 the very first year we came back.
Wow.
But it's, we were able to keep it that way, but it wasn't a given.
I mean, I'm willing to say, if, you know. I don't know how this whole. I still burning taxes, but in regards to fire, the door entry thing. I'm pretty good with my budget with the OEM, and toward the end of the year, we're good, you can take that, whatever's left, 1,500 to 2,000 of the. Use that towards it, I don't know how legitimate that will, not.
Yeah, we do, well, we have to use this year, if you save anything this year, we can transfer it in November. Anything that's left from last year went into the reserve.
That's what I'm saying, I think for this year,
They would,
I don't know how that works or not.
Which is help us get.
If it helps
more
offset
for next year, yeah.
yeah. I mean, because it would just end up going into.
Reserve
the
budget.
surplus, whatnot.
Any additional questions from community members?
No, this is, Russell. Big fan of no doubt. New channel.
That's where we are. Exciting.
I gotta say, when I first ran, I remember sitting in front of the committee, the county committee, and they were asking me why I wanted to run, they asked me about that, and I was a bumbling idiot trying to figure it all out. I remember everyone trying to tell me how to figure this all out, how they. Yeah, no clue how the debt thing works, and going back and forth. So as I've sat here over the years, talking with you and Judy and you all working me on some of the classes, I definitely learned a lot more of actually seeing how this finally works out, realizing that, you know, getting through this, so opened my eyes a lot more getting through this and realizing how, you know, the mistakes that were made and some things that were done, you know, with the ideas of also saying no debt or not being done properly. Put us in the wrong path. Glad to see we got back on the right path.
You've been part of that time you came on the committee.
That's what I'm saying, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
you get yourself found stuck behind the eight ball, otherwise. Trying to get way back at it. So,
It's tough to be debt free without the savings, and that's kind of where we came in, the savings was essentially spent down, so you leave yourself exposed, but, you know, I think there was $400,000,
Yeah.
it was like 14% reserve is. For AAA bond rating, you want to have 60% of your budget, and we were down to like, I think it was 17%.
Yeah.
When we came back in, and we were at the time when I stopped serving as mayor, we were at 80%. Of our budget reserves. So, it is good, because it's a.
Somebody went on a big spending spree.
It was good, because we were able to build the reserve
Yeah.
while paying down the debt. Yeah, the threat for those couple of years was that we'd have to go back into debt to balance or pay for things. And we've been very fortunate, but I think also skilled in finding grants for roads and a lot of the spending.
That's been the big thing.
Yeah,
That was a big help.
I don't know the exact number, but last year was probably $1.4 million in grant funds. So that's money that didn't have to be in this budget. Or money we didn't have to provide the taxpayers in the budget.
The grant money we got from doing the roads, the trees, the park updates and everything else, it's huge. Or do grants,
We're working on them. We're a little less this year, but
doesn't matter.
we're working on them right tonight. We're having one on the agenda. There being no public on Zoom or in the audience, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our regular council meeting will commence at 7:30. Thank you, Lou.
When we go to Jersey and get a pizza.
Fine, I'll run down.
I ate.
I ate as well.
No problem. See you guys at 7:30.
Okay, see ya.
Have a nice dinner.
Bye.